At the outset, let me thank our Secretary General Saurabh Sanyalji, Secretary of IDT Committee Dr. Sarmaji, Indirect Tax Committee Secretariat Mr. Nanda, Mr. Abhi, Mr. Rasaf, Co-Chair Pavanji, and other speakers sitting on dais, off dais. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. Good morning to all those who are physically here and to all those virtually attending this seminar cum webinar. Topic is very hot topic today. As we all are talking about that GST, there's assessment, there is audit, there's inspection, search, seizure, arrest. So many things we are going to discuss today, and we got 7-8 speakers who are going to deliberate the topic technically. They're going to discuss what is happening in the market today and whether these provisions are really handholding, providing ease of business as we all are expecting, or it is creating threatening and coercive action by the department. And this 1.68 lakh crore rupees, highest ever in the month of April, Honorable Finance Minister has said it is coming because of compliances, but there are other lobby who is saying it is coming from enforcement. And we do not know exact figures, whether really it is giving us fruits of compliances or it is coming out because of coercive enforcement measure which is being taken by the department. And irony is, not only one side we are a taxpayer, sometimes we are under jurisdiction of central government, but state officers are coming in, or vice versa. And sometimes both are coming in and they want to prove that they have catch hold of us. So we are going to discuss everything today in detail. In my 35-40 minutes theme presentation, I just want to ignite your mind that how you should be prepared today for today's seminar and webinar. When we look at GST, GST is self-assessment tax. Self-assessment means you assess to yourself. You determine your output tax, you take your credit and pay the taxes. Very good. It was envisaged as a good and simple tax. I do not know how many of you will agree whether GST is really turning out to be a good and simple tax today. Fortunate part or unfortunate part is there is no government officer today. So we can openly discuss whatever it is coming to my mind. Let me start with one hot topic today. You have heard of scrutiny under income tax. You get scrutiny notices, am I right? Have you heard of anything scrutiny notices in GST? Yes or no? It was not there before, but now they have started sending this scrutiny notices in a whole lot. And that too for 17-18 and 18-19. They have issued the instruction, Mr. Jain. Now we will send you the scrutiny notices, and they have identified 13 risk parameters. On those parameters, if there is any variances, you will get the notice from the department. And this scrutiny notices are coming for scrutiny of GST return. Why it is important, look at, in the beginning when GST got introduced, we were filing GST return. And we know how we were filing the GST return. Objective was return jana chahiye. Objective was kuch bhi dal, kahin bhi dal, bas return jana chahiye. So we haven't checked those facts and figures, and we have filed the return. I'm sure today we would be having a lot of discrepancy, variances when you reconcile your parameters. 13 risk parameter. One example could be if there's variances of outward supply furnished in GSTR 1, let's say 1 lakh rupees, and you pay the taxes on 50,000, variances of 50,000, it is liable for the notices by the department for scrutiny of GST return. And irony part is, if there's difference between GSTR 1 and 3B, then that would be considered as a self-assessment tax. And that can be recovered even without issuance of so-called notice. This provision is made effective from 1st of January 2022. It's a wake-up call today. Let me take another parameter, very interesting, and all of you will agree with me how interesting it is. When we avail credit in GSTR 3B, am I right? Do we require to cross-check our credit with GSTR 2A or 2B? Yes or no? Do we require to check? How many of you say yes? And how many of you say no? There are few those who are still sitting like this. They're saying, देख लेते हैं क्या आंसर आता है. देख लेते हैं क्या आंसर आता है. Let me tell you the answer. There are 4 conditions under section 16, subsection 2 for availing credit. What are those 4 conditions? Being buyer, recipient, you should have tax invoice copy. You must have received goods and services. Your supplier must have paid taxes. I will come back to this point a little later, but your supplier must have paid. And you as a buyer regularly filing GST return. There was no reference of 2A or 2B. Only from 1st January 2022, the reference of 2B has come in the provision. There was no reference of 2A. Then why these notices on the basis of GSTR 2A? One of my client has got notice. I'm saying one of my client means there are a number of clients. You must, visualize as a small kind assignment, big assignment. Today we are getting notices why your credit is not matching with GSTR 2A. My first point, prior to 1st January 2022, there was no reference of 2A. Still he has got the notice why your credit is not matching with GSTR 2A. I have appeared before the authority. I said, sir, GSTR 2A has got no reference. There is no provision. Bimal, there is GSTR 2A. I said it came by way of rule only. And there was no corresponding provision. And rule are delegated power under the Act. You cannot bring something by way of rule and make it enforceable for the compliances. First part. Second part, I said, sir, GST is a self-assessment tax. If I'm satisfying 4 conditions of section 16, subsection 2, then I'm entitled to avail credit. And then I have represented and said, listen very carefully. I said, Honorable Supreme Court is saying 2A is nothing but a facilitation. In the case of Bharti Airtel, there was reference of 923 crore rupees refund. And what was the fact of the case? That Bharti Airtel has filed a GST return for the period July 17, August 17, and September 17. Instead of availing credit, and why they did not avail the credit? For the reason 2A was not there for the period July to September 17. They have paid their liability through cash. 923 crore rupees. They have paid in cash, which they could have paid through credit account. But what they argued before Delhi High Court, my lord, 2A was not there. Even I was not knowing that I'm having enough credit, which I could have utilized for discharging my output tax. Now, since I have paid the amount in cash, you allow me to amend my GSTR 3B. And thereby I will pay through credit, and whatever I paid through cash should be refunded back to me. Honorable Delhi High Court has given judgment in favor of a Bharti Airtel. But Honorable Supreme Court has said GST is a self-assessment tax, Mr. Bharti Airtel. You could have taken credit on the basis of 4 conditions of section 16, subsection 2. Once you have exercised the option of payment through cash, now it cannot be amended. Who has stopped you? My lord, GSTR 2A was not there during that period. Who wanted you to check GSTR 2A? Credit was available to you. You could have taken the credit and utilized the same. So what is this GSTR 2A? Honorable Supreme Court says it's only facilitation. Then my burning topic says, my importing topic says, my answer to such notices are saying, when Honorable Supreme Court is saying GSTR 2A is only facilitation, why then such notices are being issued to the taxpayer? Hope I'm clear to all. Reference of GSTR 2B important, no denial, from 1st January 2022, no denial. But still, you will find a lot of things requires clarity, which is not there. Let me take 2 examples before you. Your credit coming auto-populated in GSTR 2B, but still credit is not available. And I can give you another example. It is not coming in 2B, but still credit is. Let's take this example. I have supplied the goods on 30th April from Maharashtra to Delhi. I'm a supplier. I filed my GSTR 1 on 30th April. That is getting auto-populated for you in your 2B for the month of April. Right? But you're receiving goods on today, 2nd May. Can you avail credit in the month of April when you have not received the goods? So answer is, even though it is coming in 2B, but still credit is not available. Take reverse example. Import of goods. You file bill of entry, pay basic custom duty and IGST, am I right? Whether credit really gets auto-populated in GSTR 2B? No, you have to transition through IceGate, right? It is not getting auto-populated. Even reverse charge liability, import of services. Reverse charge liability, you pay as a recipient. Does get auto-populated in your GSTR 2B? So it is not coming in 2B, but still credit is. So you have to be very, very careful. So I really wanted them to issue a clarification for the provision applicable from 1st January 2022, but still they are not issuing any clarification. Then who is complicating GST law? Whether the taxpayer, tax professional, who is stopping them to tell us, Bimal, follow like this? Having said that, now a lot of notices under section 61, and that is only for scrutiny of GST return. And what they're saying, Bimal, if there is any discrepancy, proper officer will issue a notice in ASMT 10, which either you need to accept means pay tax, interest and penalty as applicable. If you are not satisfied, give your explanation. But for your explanation, you should be ready with your reconciliation. And that you should provide in ASMT 11. If they are satisfied, they will issue ASMT 12. Any one of you got ASMT 12 from the department? Even after giving reply, we rarely get ASMT 12. You got it? Oh, Nikita has got it. Oh, you got from Maharashtra. So they are fortunate, guy. Very well. Take one photo with them and post on Facebook. Take one photo with them and post on. Kuch acha bhi bolna hai. Am I right in saying so? But having said that, what they are saying, Bimal, aapka explanation is not good and satisfactory, then they can undertake audit under section 65 by the department. We are going to discuss post-noon, post-lunch. They can ask for the special audit by nominated chartered accountant or cost accountant wherever they got doubt on valuation and ITC. They can start inspection, search and seizure under section 67. And they can issue so-called notice under section 73 non-fraud case, under section 74 fraud cases. Look at the irony, if they are not satisfied, to most luckiest guy, ASMT 12. But otherwise, they can initiate all these actions. Nevertheless, come back to inspection, search, and seizure. What did the provision says? Provision says any proper officer not below the rank of joint commissioner. having reason to believe, having reason to believe, you know, reason to believe. I need not explain this term. Having reason to believe any taxable person. Any taxable person means you are registered or you are supposed to be registered. Has suppressed any supply of goods or services. So first, if you have suppressed any supply of goods or services. Second, you are stocking goods with an intention to evade taxes. Third, excess availment of ITC. Excess availment of, these are the terms so important, so beautifully explained. Nothing is there and litigation is going on. And we having 10 speakers here will say 10 different things to you. You will like only that thing which you like most. We are going to say different version, पर आपको पसंद वही आएगा जो आपको पसंद है. And last, the provision. When they can initiate inspection, search and seizure, if there is any contravention, under any provision of GST law or rules made there under. एक line यही लिख देते, 3 लिखने की जरूरत क्या थी? They could have written only this line only. Why they wrote all these 3 other conditions? Such a wide power given in their hand. But let me start and ask this question to myself and to you as well. What is the meaning of reason to believe? Whether any apprehension can work? There has to be reasoning when department is initiating inspection search. But do they provide any documentation what reason they are having in their mind? Even sometimes they are not giving copy of INS 01, whereby they are being authorized for inspection, search and seizure. Joint Commissioner has to issue a authority to the subordinate officer, and INS 01 is the document. We don't provide the copy. Sometimes without DIN number, document identification number, even issued by central authority. And what is the meaning of suppression of supply of goods or services? Just start thinking there has to be supply, right? But you may have dispute it is not supply. Shall I take one example? Let's say you are a person registered in Delhi. I'm just igniting your mind and giving food for thought. You are in Delhi, you got one contract from a US customer, and he wanted you to supply some goods worth $10 million. So what you did, instead of supplying goods from India, you have identified vendor in Korea, supplier in Korea. And your supplier is now sending the goods to US customer directly. So in your PL account, there's the purchase cost. Vendor going to raise the invoice to you, am I right? $100, assume. And then you're selling at $120 to your customer in US. The question will come, whether purchase $100 chargeable to GST, custom duty? No, because goods are not entering in custom frontier of India. What happened to $120, which is revenue on credit side of PL account? GST leviable. Some know, mostly listening so carefully. Oh, start thinking. There is revenue on credit side of PL account. But whether chargeable to GST? Because of Schedule 3, Para 7 and 8. But fortunate part, it got amended only from 1st February 2019. Prior to that, again, one of my clients has got so-called notice. I was arguing before the authority and telling him, sir, had this amendment is not being done, you could have really levied GST on this transaction. He can't. So can it be suppression? Another important point which I'm asking you, okay, your outward is not taxable because you all agreed with me today. Lovely faces, physically attending, virtually attending. Those who are attending virtually, write down answer in a chat box. Let chat box be active. Your outward is not chargeable to tax because neither a supplier of goods nor supplier of services. credit is available pertaining to this transaction? Yes and no. So he again might be common credit. My simple question to all of you, pertaining to this outward supply on which you have not paid GST, whether corresponding credit is available. Go back to section 17, subsection 3. Credit is available. Credit is available. So look at 5 years of GST. Even our preparation is not heading, not pushing us to do something within the four corners of law. Having said that, there may be dispute on classification. There may be dispute on rate, but that does not mean there is suppression. What is excess availed ITC? Excess availed ITC. I'm your supplier, you all are my buyer. You have paid the amount to me. I did not deposit to the government exchequer. Who faulted? Your supplier faulted. You have availed the credit. Whether this credit is termed as excess availed ITC, it can be because we are not satisfying condition of section 16, subsection 2, clause C. We are not satisfying. But why you should be penalized as a recipient? When department has given registration to both of us together and they know who is the defaulter supplier, they should go back, catch hold of neck of Bimal Jain. Why they should penalize the recipient and buyer? First point. And second point, this point is burning not only in GST, even in pre-GST era. There's Honorable Supreme Court judgment, KK Industries Limited. There's a maximum High Court judgment, except Bombay High Court, Mahakottan Lakshmi case. And even in GST, we got one fortunate judgment from Madras High Court, DY Bethel Enterprises. And Honorable Madras High Court has said, you can't ask buyer to reverse credit along with interest and penalty unless you take action against the defaulting supplier. And that should be the case. But those are the terms. I'm not going to discuss much. But then once inspection, search and seizure happen, you must be knowing how they get money collected. You deposit the money now, midnight 12. Deposit now, otherwise I will arrest you. Where's your MD? They never ask any below authority. Where's your MD? Where's your CFO? Where is your CEO? Oh, boss, Bimal Jain, authorized signatory, sitting in the office, knowing GST law, he will explain. But they want none other than MD, CEO, CFO. And we are talking about ease of business. I really want this message must go to their ears. And during search and seizure, only threatening it. Whatever we are saying is right, get the money deposited. If you don't deposit, we will arrest you right now. Is this the ease of business we all are looking for? But let's go back to section 69, where commissioner is being empowered, power to arrest. Having reason to believe, I do not understand what having reason to believe. That may be their reason to believe, but that may not be correct. Apprehension is not the reason to believe. Factually, you have to come back and check. And you have to provide me reasoned order. Nothing is being given to us. And what are the power given? Commissioner having reason to believe. And if we find any person, please bear in your mind, provision is saying any person, so you need not be registered. You may not be taxable person. If you are any person and you have committed or causes to commit means you are just helping and retaining benefit out of it. There are 4 specified offenses. They have termed for these 4 specified offenses, power to arrest provision can be invoked. And what are those 4 specified offenses? Supply of goods or services without invoice. That is called cash sale. Am I right? Issuance of invoice without supply of goods or services. That is called bogus. Oh, everyone knows bogus. There's no definition in GST law, bogus. Fake invoice and fake credit. And third, you are availing credit on such invoice, utilizing credit or taking refund. And last, GST collected, but you failed to deposit beyond 3 months. And if amount of tax evaded, ITC wrongly availed or utilized, or erroneous refund is more than 5 crore, for arrest even more than 2 crore, arrest provision can be invoked. But what is non-bailable offense, cognizable offense, if this amount is more than 5 crore and period of imprisonment is 5 years and fine. Between 2 to 5 crore, 3 years plus fine. 1 to 2 crore, 1 year and fine. They only give threatening of arrest. Now we were discussing fake invoice, fake credit. Let me take one example. What is fake invoice, bogus invoice? One of client is being raided by GGI, and he's being released. You have taken ineligible credit. Hence, you have to reverse whole credit along with interest and penalty, that too in midnight. So I will do 2 case study back to back. First one, he's saying you have taken ineligible credit. He asked, sir, I'm a very honest taxpayer. See, I got tax invoice copy. I got receipt of goods because I've got eBay bill. Even I've taken photograph of the truck loaded with the goods. I got toll tax slip also. I have made the payment through banking channel as well. And my supplier has filed 3B also. Bimal Jain is supplier, resume. He has filed GSTR 1. It is coming in your 2A. He has filed GSTR 3B. You have checked this transaction as well. Why it is ineligible credit? What they are saying, you know, they are saying, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. XYZ, Bimal Jain is having ineligible credit, and he has used this ineligible credit for discharging output tax when he has raised the invoice to you. Hence, your credit is also ineligible. Now, you asking to DGGI authority, any authority coming for the search and seizure, sir, what is the modus operandi? I can at most check transaction on GST common portal with Bimal Jain only. Beyond Bimal Jain L1 and L2, I can't cross check. Are you getting my point or not? Yes or no? Are you getting my point? If Bimal Jain has purchased from A and B and they have defaulted, they have not paid the tax, they've only filed GSTR 1, not 3B, how do we come to know? At most, Bimal Jain should be penalized if he has not taken reasonable measure under section 155 burden of proof. But when I have taken the transaction from Bimal Jain, I have checked, it is coming in my 2A. Bimal Jain has filed 3B. If Bimal Jain has used some ineligible credit, which is not visible to me, either you should, catch hold of my neck only when I'm in connivance, hand in hand. I'm giving you 2 judgments from Odisha High Court, Bright Star Plastic Industries Limited, and one from Calcutta High Court, LGW Industries Limited. In both the judgment, it was stated, department has to prove connivance. Then only they can ask you to reverse credit. And what they are doing further, boss, your supplier is non-existent. He is not traceable. Hence, your credit is not available. His registration got cancelled with retrospective date. Hence, your credit is not available. My God. And what you are defending in both the judgment, Odisha High Court and Calcutta High Court, my lord, when I did the transaction, both were active number. Bimal Jain was filing GSTR 1 and 3B. Now, at a future date, let's say you're doing transaction in April 2018 and sometime in 2020, he is non-existent. Can you really penalize for the past period transaction when he was active? And he cannot visualize those situations. And there's no window available to you to check beyond Bimal Jain L1 and L2. DGARM is issuing lot of, they're putting certain exporter as a risky exporter only because of L1 and L2. And since 2019, they are not clearing them. and they are exporter of goods. At one steps you wanted export must flourish. Another step you are putting condition and restriction, not correct. Having said that, let me give you another example. During search and seizure, I'm asking each one of you, even those you are virtually attending, can they collect GST during search and seizure? Are they allowed? Yes and no. Yes and no. Why we are paying? Sir, kya kare? Because of fear, because of threatening, because of coercion. We are not agreeing for that. Under GST, if you are paying some liability before issuance of so-called notice, that is possible only when you self-ascertained or your officer is telling you and you're agreeing for the same. Under section 73, subsection 5 or section 74, subsection 5. But you can't collect for which I'm not agreeing. So if you have paid some amount, given the statement that liability exists, can you retract? I'm asking you. Can you retract? Who is saying yes? You're saying yes? How many of you are saying that we can retract our own statement? Freely. अरे कोई रिजल्ट नहीं, सर्टिफिकेट थोड़ी आना है बाहर, बस आंसर देना है. पहले मैंने कहा कि हाँ मैंने चोरी की है, and later I'm saying I am not चोर. Can I do that? Yes and no? Of course we can do that. कोर्ट में नहीं. उसके नेक्स्ट दिन लेटर भेज दीजिए, नेक्स्ट डे send a letter and telling them I'm retracting my own statement. Whatever you have collected, it is unduly collected. Kindly refund the money to me. Very good, very good. मैं तो ये बोला था fortunate. सर मैं आपके साथ हूं, बस मैं उनको ही बुलाना चाह रहा था. तो उन्होंने क्या कर दिया, सिस्टम क्या कर दिया मालूम है? ट्रेड के सेमिनार और वेबिनार में नहीं आएंगे, अपना वेबिनार करेंगे, अपनी टेक्निकल प्रोविजन को पढ़ाएंगे. अरे ट्रेड की ग्रीवेंसेस को तो सुनो. आई डू नो दैट पास्ट में क्या होता था. द किंग यूज्ड टू विजिट इन द मिडनाइट टू चेक फ्रॉम हिज प्रजा आर दे हैप्पी और नॉट. एंड आज क्या होता है, मुझे कुछ मतलब नहीं है. नहीं होगा ना, not possible. But there is, I'm telling you, you need to create a guts within you. If you can create guts within you, then you can retract the statement and get the refund thereof. Swiggy India case by Karnataka High Court. You can go back to Sri Nandi Dhal Mills from Madras High Court judgment. Honorable Court has said refund the money, not only refund the money along with interest. You have to guts to fight with them. Only problem with the businesses are, sir, मालूम नहीं कहाँ लोचा निकल जाए. So reality is like that. हमको डर इसी बात का लगता है, इसलिए चुप हो जाते हैं. But whenever you are paying and you do not want to do anything here and there, make sure, sir, I will pay only under protest. आप लीजिए ना, you collect the money, but take it under protest. ऐसा जरूर कीजिए. I'm not saying litigation must come back to Bimal Jain. I'm not saying so. I'm only enriching my fraternity to get them prepared. Coming back, going forward. Arrest, they say all the time. I'm asking a certain question, whether custodial interrogation is really necessary. Sometime, yes. When government think that you can manipulate the data, you can watch the evidence and witnesses, sometime possible, but you have to have something concrete. Bail is the rule, jail is an exception. We got Article 21, right to life and poverty. We are saying that we have got that one. And anticipatory bail is a statutory right. If I'm telling you that I will not run away, I'm submitting my passport and you got all the information submitted with you. I've seen in number of cases, even after arrest, they're not taking any initiative. And the guy is under bar. This is not the ease of business. No way, this is not ease of business. I don't agree with that. But having said that, now we come to recovery. I'm just, touching those pointers for which you have detailed presentation today. But this 30-40 minutes, my objective is, when you take starter, and starter is good, you look for the main meal. Am I right? And we got all good safe today. They're going to present you good meal with the taste spicy, with all sugar and salt added. You should be ready for catch holding their technical points. My point was only to make you aware. Thoda jagah dena. Recovery proceedings. Provisional attachment. Look at the word name. Naam sun ke dar lagta hai. Provisional attachment, and then multiple proceedings. What is provisional attachment? When commissioner is of the opinion, sari opinion unhi ki, hamari to kuch hai nahi. Having reason to believe, is of the opinion. Ab pata nahi kaise opinion frame karte ho. Commissioner is having opinion that to protect the interests of government revenue, these are the provision. And shall I tell you how they have made this provisional attachment provision draconian? I'm not saying draconian. It is being stated by Honorable Supreme Court Judge in the case of Radha Krishnan Industries Limited, that provisional attachment provision are draconian in nature. I'm not saying so. Go back to Radha Krishnan Industries Supreme Court judgment. And for you to give you the alarm, provisional attachment provision under Section 83 has got amended, substituted rather. Section 83, subsection 1. Earlier, provisional attachment provision was applicable only when 62, which is waste judgment, 63, assessment of unregistered person, 64, scrutiny assessment, 67, inspection, search and seizure, 73 and 74. Only these specific provision was applicable only when they can initiate provisional attachment. But now this power is wide. Chapter 12, Chapter 14 and Chapter 15. Even after issuance of summons, they can provisionally attach any property. Bank account of a taxable person. I'm only asking, can they attach bank account of Bimal Jain, who is only consultant to the company? Yes and no? You're saying it should not be. How many of you say yes? Yes. How many of you say no? अच्छा, एक चीज ना मुझे हर जगह पे प्रॉब्लम करती है, वो है सपा वाली पार्टी. अच्छा, आप हंस क्यों हो गए? मैंने ऐसी कोई बात नहीं की. एक वो पार्टी जो कुछ नहीं बोलेगी, वो तो एज ए गेस्ट आई है आज. बोले मेरे ऊपर तो एप्लीकेबल है ही नहीं है. वो बगल में आग लगी है, लगने दे. जब मेरे घर में आएगा तब देखेंगे. सर, तब तक का इंतजार नहीं करना. We all are partner to each other. When you find something wrong is being done with my friend, at least raise a voice. ताकत नहीं है, लाठी नहीं उठा सकते, मत जाइए. But मुंह से बोलना तो start कीजिए. When something going wrong in the country, not only taxation, I'm saying only on ethical point. Agar something, if you're finding wrong going on, if you can't do much, at least say your voice that I'm not in favor, I'm against. And that is what Radha Krishnan Industries now, as per the provision, they can attach property and bank account of any person falling under Section 122, subsection 1A of CGST Act. And what are the 4 specified offences? Supply of goods or services without invoice, issuance of invoice without supply of services. So I'm happen to be any person helping company guy to raise fake invoice. And I would be penalized at par. आपसे भी लेंगे और मुझसे भी लेंगे. So be careful. And last point, which I want to sum up in my theme presentation, is important. Multiple proceedings. You may happen to be under central authority or state authority. For the enforcement provision, they have specifically said whoever will start, they will conclude and crystallize. But I've seen at same point of time, both are coming in. Leave under central DGGI is also coming in, anti-evasion is also coming in. And udhar se audit wala peeping in. Mujhe books bhej do. Am I right in saying so? बहुत समझ में नहीं आता किसको क्या भेज दो. मैं बंदा तो एक ही हूं और एक ही दिन तीनों बुलाते हैं. एक ही दिन तीनों बुला. सर एक बात तो हंसी भी आती है. We get laugh. Are we really? सच में आज ऑफिसर आ जाते. ऑफिसर आए तो मेरा आधा काम हल्का. कई बार मैं वीडियो बना, मैंने तो स्टार्ट ही यहीं से किया था. मैंने स्टार्ट ही, देखिए मैं एक चीज बताऊं. We have our own right for constructive criticism. But in the name of constructive criticism, we should not forget our compliances as well. I'm not advocating here tax evaders. I'm not here for tax evaders. I do not want to help them to tax evaders. I'm for the nation growth and development. But only thing which I want, I said you must have your own say. You should not be party like this. Either this side or this side. Hona padega, kab tak chup reh ke baithe rahenge. I'm saying, let this video goes to them, ears to them. And we used to, pehle jab aate the, hum unke samne hi aise bolte the. There are some of the witnesses available today. And they will say, मैं उनके सामने बोलता था. कई बार तो ऑफिसर मेरे से ये चिढ़ के चले जाते थे, बिमल जी ये तो आज का टॉपिक ही नहीं है. Am I right? जो यहां आते थे उनको मालूम है, जो नहीं आते थे उनसे मैं कह रहा हूं आइए और वॉइस को ऐड कीजिए. हमें बोलना पड़ेगा. We have to say. Now, having said that, multiple proceedings is not advisable. Now, what is happening from the High Court? Even from the High Court, we are getting different judgment. Sometime in favor, sometime against. समझ में नहीं आता against क्यों हुआ था और समझ में कई बार नहीं आता कि favor में कैसे आ गया. Litigation is not the way forward. We want GST should be good and simple tax. What's happening? Tribunal आज तक form नहीं हुआ. 5 साल हो गए. हमें हाई कोर्ट में क्यों जाना पड़ रहा है? एडवांस रूलिंग की आपने नेशनल अपीलेट अथॉरिटी बनाने की बात की थी when getting adverse ruling from 2 different states, but still there is no national appellate advance ruling authority. Who is stopping them to take it forward? My only submission to all the honorable officers watching me today, sir, we are here to go hand in hand with you for the tax compliances. Kindly also listen the pain part of trade, industry and commerce, because this trade, industry, commerce should be appreciated for this collection of 1.68 lakh crore rupees. Why you are clapping for yourself? It is trade, industry and commerce. Provide them ease of business. Provide them hand holding. Why only 1.68 lakh crore? It will be 2 lakh crore rupees per month. They must visualize and realize. With this, allow me to say thanks to each one of you. Thank you very much.